solving your equations with signed fractions, I'm going to rewrite these a little bit to deal with the negative sign. So watch what I do. Negative 6 equals, that negative out front, I'm actually going to put it up top with the 3, like this, and then my x. So now what I want to do is get rid of the denominator, the number on the bottom of the fraction. So it is a 2. So what I'm going to do is take and multiply both sides by 2. So in algebra, a dot means multiply. So negative 6 times 2 is negative 12 equals, now with this fraction, any number on the top is the same as the bottom, cancel each other out. So all I have left there is a negative 3x. Now the x is still not by itself. This is negative 3 times x because it's stuck together, it's times. So the opposite of times is divide. So I'm going to divide both sides by everything that's stuck to my letter. You do not change the sign. Divide by everything, because if you change that to a positive 3, then you're still going to have a negative that doesn't cancel out. You can't do that. Okay, so top and bottom, numbers on the top and the bottom cancel, but signs do as well. So this negative cancels out with this negative. They're gone. So my answer is going to be positive. 12 divided by 3 is 4 equals top cancels with bottom, so no x is by itself. So I don't have any weird negatives in front of fractions to move up, so I don't have to rewrite this next one. I'm going to multiply both sides by the denominator. Negative 8 times 3 is negative 24x equals top cancels with bottom, 16. So this is negative 24 times x. The opposite of times is divide. So I'm going to divide both sides by everything that's stuck to the x. So negative 24, those cancel because they're the same on the top and the bottom. Okay, on the fraction, we have a negative on the bottom, but there's no negative on the top to cancel it out. So it stays negative. And then 16 over 24, we can divide those. We can divide both of those numbers by 8. So let's do that. 16 divided by 8 is 2, and 24 divided by 8 is 3, because you want all fraction answers simplified. So negative 2/3 is the answer to that one. Okay, the next one, I'm going to take the denominator and multiply both sides with that. So 7 times 5 is 35. I have 35x equals, there's a negative here, but there's no negative over here to cancel it out. So when you're multiplying and dividing, it takes two negatives to cancel it out. So it's going to stay negative. Now watch what I'm going to do here. I'm actually not going to multiply it out to get a huge number, because watch what happens over here. This is 35 times x, so the opposite of times is divide. When you divide both sides by 35, top cancels with bottom, x equals, the 35's cancel. Now the negative did not cancel, because this is not a negative, it's a dot for times. Okay, so the only thing we have left here is a negative 7. So sometimes when you're dividing by a number, it helps not to multiply this out and get a huge number. Sometimes just putting the number underneath the fraction and simplifying what you can will make it a lot simpler for you. If you're not comfortable with that, you could have done 35 times 7, figured that out, and then divided by 35. But it's an extra step.